Welcome back to Session 0, where I discuss Dungeon World every Wednesday. Today I want to step away from the D&D 5e campaigns and take a look at 5 things for Dungeon World from the Inner Sea World Guide. I've never played Pathfinder, but I absolutely love the Inner Sea World Guide. It's the only book of its kind that I enjoy reading just for fun. There's a section on races with names and descriptions, 41 regions with maps, 20 core deities, and much more. But it's not a slog to read. Each entry is brief and clear and visually appealing. There are a ton of great ideas in here for GMs and players, so let's get into it. Number 1 on my list is the brevity with which each of the 41 regions are presented. This summary block has a 2 to 3 word description, steading names, the region's government type, a list of languages and religions, and the name and title of its ruler. I love this because, let's face it, I don't think many of us would think of His Excellency Codwin I, Supreme Elect of the Free Peoples of Andoran, off the top of our heads. It already looks like a land card. Land is an acronym I created which stands for location type, areas, many of which you can get from here, and there are others in the Gazetteer, natives, and details or description, which you can pull from the Gazetteer. What follows is a short description, history, government, Gazetteer, and mini-map for that region in a 4-page spread. This makes it incredibly accessible to GMs and players alike to draw inspiration from, or just include whole cloth into your campaign. Coming in at number 2 are the 20 core deities of the Inner Sea. As with the religion listing, the deity listings are brief, only half a page each. This makes it really easy for players to browse when they're thinking about a deity for their cleric, or if they want to multi-class into it with their paladin or ranger. The entries include basic information about the deity, how the religion and its clerics function and behave, and the centers of worship for the religion. This makes it an excellent guide for role-playing such a cleric, and is a handy cross-reference to the aforementioned regions. Number 3 is the calendar of holidays and festivals. I think timekeeping is really important in a fantasy campaign. If nothing else, keeping track of time can help you know when the party has ignored a danger long enough that you can mark a grim portent. This calendar does what all fantasy calendars do, which is to give an in-world name to each of the months. If you watch my video about calendars, you know I always just use our real-world calendar with 30 days per month, as all of my players already know these months in order. I then use a D12 and D30 to randomize things like dates of birth and the start of a campaign. Now, even if you don't keep track of time, the Inner Sea calendar has some really fun holidays and festivals you can add to your own campaign, like the fishing festival in Andoran, which involves swimming in huge puppets. This is a simple 2-page spread full of ideas which add verisimilitude to your campaign. Alright, coming in at number 4 is a 1-page spread about abnormal storms in the Inner Sea region. There are 7 fascinating weather events across the Inner Sea region, ranging from swirling fog to a permanent massive hurricane. My favorite is the Spider Swarm, the name given to a torrential downpour which raises the water in the sewers so quickly that it drives spiders the size of rats into the streets. That's awesome, and I've used it in 3 of my Dungeon World campaigns. Finally, number 5 is my favorite region in the book, the World Wound. There are so many regions to draw inspiration from in this book, but my favorite from a world-building point of view is the World Wound, from which demons constantly pour into the world. The last time I got to be a player in Dungeon World, I played an orc fighter named Farabor from the World Wound, sent south to rally troops for a crusade against the demons. When an orc king asked why he should risk his peoples against the demons, I gave him a Boromir moment. By the blood of my people are your lands kept safe. My father's people and his father's people fight in the demon waste to prevent filth and horror from overwhelming this land. I played that character with a sadness and only clued in the GM about why. Farabor knew he was leading his new friends and allies into the worst kind of danger, and like the last time he'd done so, many of them wouldn't survive. This is my favorite region because it inspired my favorite character, but also because you can use it for some amazing world building. That's only one of the 41 regions in the book. Each of them are full of inspiration. That's it for this one. Although I've never played Pathfinder, this is hands down my favorite RPG sourcebook. It's an amazing source of inspiration for GMs and players alike because Dungeon World asks its players to help with world building. I'll close with a bit of math. There are 41 regions in the book, which is probably too big to handle in one campaign, but 3 regions is about right. This gives you almost 11,000 combinations if you want to pick any 3 regions to inspire your own world, which I'll demonstrate in a future video. You know what to do if you enjoy my content. Thanks for watching, and I hope you come back next week. Have a great day.